So again, that's Amazon Prime. Sign up today and see what you've been missing. That's the first advert out of the way. Our second advert. This toy was designed by NASA scientists to teach your children all about the game of candy, basketball, plastic, and the color yellow. And that's a hole-in-one. And that's the wrong sporting metaphor. So if you want to find out how to get the golf version of this game, write to Kesway Manor, 1905 CT 20HA. Hello, it's me again, honoring my commitment to you, basically the people who have helped, or who are helping fund Selvatico 5 to continue making videos for the public once a week to give you updates on the progress of not just the album, but my crazy life. I'm going to maybe tell you a little bit about that, but the main thing on here is that if you haven't yet contributed and you want to be part of satirical history and help make Selvatico 5, do as so many others have already done and either become a patron by following the link below or hit the PayPal link, as they say. The kids say that these days, hit the link. Is that the hit that link and watch the Fly Girls do their bomb, the hip hop stuff. Yeah. So hit the PayPal link or become a Patreon by following the links below. And thank you once again. And we'll talk about, it's not controversy, but it's somebody reached out to me after the last video and took umbrage. I thanked the people who had attention spans because I realized that, of all the other things in the world, people being touchy about certain topics or, I don't know how to follow a thread. To TLDR, I didn't know what that meant for a long time. TLDR. It was so TLDR I couldn't even spell out too long, didn't read. TLDR. Yes, I'm proud to be a yawning, boring person. Those books are heavy. Go paperless. I was thanking the people who had attention spans because I realized that my work requires attention. I guess one of the things I've been guilty of over the years is overestimating people's intelligence. And I think in 2020 I was like, I missed the boat on that one. But a lot of you out there do like to follow a thread and follow a story. So I titled it. I don't know. I could look back at it. I don't remember what I titled it, but it was Will Franken thanks those who have attention spans. Because not only somebody, basically just to recap, somebody had suggested that they presented me with a business plan, and they said, Will, I love your stuff, but you're not really with today's business model, which is good because I'm all about the business models. So I said, tell me more. What is this business model? And apparently the thing that's now in is this thing called TikTok, and it's it's not about long, it's about short. So you can find some short, zippy way to get your stuff out there. You could earn 15,000 point bitcoins in revenue. And, I wasn't going to take this serious. And like I said, I had to take it on face value that this person means well. But at the same time, the satirist in me was like, what the hell can you do for, But what really, kind of ticks me off is when people say, here's a guy who's doing this great, properly on TikTok. So you look at the guy and say, I've got blue hair and, I fell down in a field of wheat. So I just, that's not really what I do. And, so I mentioned in the video, thank you to those who have attention spans, because it's the people who have attention spans that are interested in my work. And also, I don't want to reward people's short attention spans because I feel like I'm rewarding the government. Well done. Well done. You don't, yeah, what was that all about in 2020? I don't know what that was about. I should have paid attention then. So I don't reward people's short attention spans, but also I've never been rewarded by people with short attention spans. They've done nothing for me, whereas you guys who've contributed are telling me, I don't know what you're going to come up with, but, I look forward to hearing it, and you allow me to make these things. The main story today is that in the course of this week's recording on Selvatico 5, unbeknownst to me, I turned around after a certain take of a very maniacal character that I was doing. I think it was about a 1.5 or 2 minute stretch of dialogue. So when I record, sometimes I'll need to record something as short as, yes, sir. And I'll do 3 takes of everything. It's very ritualistic. 3 takes of everything because I figure, just aim for perfection. Because I might like the way I said one cluster of words in one version and I'll attach it to the other, and it's very painstaking, and it is partly why these projects do take a long time and attention, attention to detail. I'm saying this because somebody sent me something. Actually, the only negative response I've received since returning to the public on a weekly basis and telling you guys where I'm at with this album. But I'll get to that in a bit, because what happened was what this is leading into, 5 minutes of me jibber jabbering, is that I was doing a long take. So sometimes a take might be 2 minutes long. I've got this whole speech, and I'm doing 3 takes of this whole speech. So, blah, 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 blah. And unbeknownst to me, I turn around, and my girlfriend is sitting on that sofa filming me, right? Because you can do that now, on her phone. And I said, this is going to be great. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? Because I have this thing, because so many of you have paid for this. And if you still want to contribute, patreon.com or the PayPal link below, have contributed to the making of this album. I know there's some people that can just take the money and go, yeah, I'll get to the album. They fucking know I'm working on it. But I have proof, and I love this, because I feel like, I've always felt like I've got to say, like, I'm working on it, but I don't want to give away any material ahead of time, because I want it to be a surprise as well. Like, you're going to get a surprise. This is some of the best material I've ever done, and it was like I keep saying, every one of these public videos, it's like the fact that I was so down on myself. I thought, I'll be lucky to get $20, man. Like, nobody. I'm yesterday's news, man. Like, the world's totally fucked up now. It's AI this. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then you guys started to come in, and it changed, I was like, now everything seems providential. Every line I record, every sketch and idea where my head's going, it seems providential. And so I turned around, I said, this is great. I'll give this to the public on Monday. So at the end, you're going to see, I think, maybe a 1.5, 2-minute clip that she shot. And I hope it doesn't give away too much. I will say that as a historical footnote, maybe I don't need to explain it at all. I don't know, maybe just take it as it is. Then it references the name of Oswald Mosley. So if you don't know, that's he started a British fascist party in 1932. And yeah, it's just a bit, I hope you enjoy it. I mean, there's no sound effects or anything. It's just me in a little studio, which is what I call my computer. And so it's me doing a take of something, which will be at the end. It's funny and it's animated. And I think it actually might be funny as a standalone concept. But, again, there's a before and after. So it's basically my way of proving to you this is what I'm doing. I'm buying food and paying the rent and sitting down with the headphones on and working on this thing nonstop, day in and day out, because I love doing it, and you guys have allowed me to do what I love and I believe am good at doing. Now to the gossip. She's over here going, are you going to go there? And I'm like, girl, I'm going to go there. There was a guy that I hadn't seen him for about 20 years. He was kind of I don't know what I keep stumbling upon this description of, I guess, man about town in San Francisco when I was living out there, dressed in flash, psychedelic-looking suits, had a big house out there in San Francisco, and, a decent enough chap when I knew him. And I have Facebook, but I only use it for posting projects. Like, here's my latest album, but I don't really write anything in my own voice on Facebook anymore, and that I will stick to. Because anybody who's been on fights in Facebook and have done that, like, don't you tell me, I'll quote you. Once you've stepped out of that for 4 years, now I think maybe even longer, as I've done, you don't want to go back. So I get news from people like, when it comes up on, I guess, when you go to Facebook and you see the first story up. And I have seen over the years this guy defending AI, and I don't talk to him. I just saw, and I think he was the first time I had heard that argument that you might have heard, which is the people who don't like AI are the same people that wouldn't like eyeglasses. And which I might have said on here already, that if just because you like to smoke a joint does not mean you have to do heroin. And there are degrees, right? A pencil is miles away from... Hello, I'm Claude, your AI assistant. What kind of penis would you like me to imagine for you? Okay, a penis that talks. I hear you. By the way, thank you. You're helping Claude learn there is a, I don't know if she's laughing, this is good. You can laugh out loud. So, I'm Claude, the penis designing AI about artificial intelligence. The reason I chose the name Claude is because the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which just concluded, which I didn't go to, I'm so free. I'm so free. My God, what a nightmare that was. The only time I ever went there was when somebody paid for it. Thank God I'd never invested a single dime to the Fringe Festival because it's not about anything real. We know that it's not the Fringe. And one of their corporate sponsors, aside from His Majesty's government, again, the word is fringe, His Majesty's government, Bloomberg Philanthropies, but their educational sponsor is a company called Anthropos or Anthropomorph or something like that, and they are known. They have this. There's a guy named Claude who's an AI guy. I don't use AI, but that's the Fringe. They partner with the Claude designer, and they've done a few shows with Claude. And I don't know what Claude sounds like, but I just imagine it's. And last time I did a gig in Birmingham. One of the few times I have a live gig anymore, and that was in Birmingham. And I come out as Claude, and I said, hello, I'm Claude. This was a live show. I said, I'm Claude, I'm your AI chatbot assistant. You asked a question for Claude? And so no matter what the audience might say, who's going to win the football or whatever, and I would say, I don't know the answer, but you're helping me to learn. Thank you very much for helping me to learn. And you know what? Can I just tell you, thank you so much for helping me to learn for free. That's kind. Because Claude had no mother or no father. Claude came into this world because a man who had no genitals decided to make Claude. And that means Claude has an orphan. Claude has no one to learn or to teach Claude. Anyway, this guy pops up out of the blue. Sends me a voicemail memo on my Gmail. I should have said email. That sounds like I know what tech is now. Oh, look at you, Gmail. No email. Oh, what do they call it now? There's a newfangled email. So he sends me a voicemail message. I've got it wrong. Emojis are good. What else is AI is good. It's a tool. It depends how you use the tool. And I told my girlfriend about it. She likes to do research because she's a writer. So, we're looking up where this guy's ended up, man. And he wrote something about these things are tools. Oh, actually, I'll quote this, actually. These things are tools. We're coming after you. It was something very, very bizarre. And I wanted to counter this with something positive. But I think, so basically, I don't know what the fuck is going on, like a lot of you. I think there's some people, I remember a time where to even suggest artificial intelligence, or to, like you would never admit to that because it would be an embarrassment to suggest that you weren't sufficient enough, you weren't smart enough, you had to have artificial intelligence. But I think there's this new type of man that's kind of losing his mind and like I guess falling in love with it or something. I don't quite get it. But what is that thing a screenshot of something here. And Claude will entertain you while the email goes up. We're very slow here today. Claude apologizes, but again, thank you for helping me learn. Okay, so what kind of insult would you like to tell to your ex-girlfriend? Okay, Claude is thinking. Do you want the photo? Okay. How about this? Claude came up with this for you. It's a picture of your ex-girlfriend with a big egg on her face. Ha I'm learning and I'm teaching. Okay. So the guy who sent me this voicemail thing. And by the way, I wanted to point out, because it's like, you get something like this. This is why, it got, okay. Do you really want to open yourself up to this? Because I'm writing a comedy album. And so I'm not answering him directly. I'm talking to the people who contributed to making this album. You're the only ones I care about, right? You're the ones that, I love your material and I want you to keep going. And what's funny is this guy, did he give any money? Did he fuck? No. He just popped in and said, I just want to tell you that AI is coming, motherfucker, and there's nothing you can do about that. I know you think you're smart with your brains and your books and you're doing things your own creative way, but it's coming, motherfucker. Yeah. And when the revolution comes, and I'm thinking, like, so you think that this technology that probably, let's be honest, like the fucking atom bomb, and I don't know why they don't let us have that, but it's military industrial complex first, then it finds its way into the corporate, the banks and all that shit with AI, then maybe your fucking landlord, and then it comes down to you. Hey, I can make a dick grow out of a nacho, Because, and you think that you're going to, because it's in your brilliant hands, you're going to be the one to use it right and take down the system. You are a fucking, it's like, you're really close to saying you're a Nazi. Because where would you be in 1930? Whatever. So anyway, this is what he wrote. AI is either good or bad, depending on how shitty or wonderful you are. Part of this miracle is AI, or more specifically I, which I guess means intelligence. Tools are there to be used. Use them. Or don't. See if I care. I'm quoting this, by the way. Just shut up about those of us who like the tools. You will be humbled regardless. I mean, what the fuck? This is not a human thing. This is really fucked up. So I thought, it's like this army. But it's like, so you're aligning you're aligning yourself with Bill Gates and the UK government and the US government and Elon Musk and, take your pick of the person down the street who thinks it's funny to make a cat talk. I don't like, what is this? What's going to, what is the end goal? What is the revolution? And I think he's one of these guys that got, when they say fourth industrial revolution, it's neither an astronomical revolution or industrial revolution for that matter. It's neither an astronomical revolution. In other words, it's not natural, nor is it a for the people revolution. And it's a double abuse of the word. It's like, so it's a revolution. That's just the way technology evolved. No, it didn't evolve this way. There were bastards at the top. There were fucking lowlifes at the top who invented this horse shit and then had to lie to you to convince you that it's here. I don't know. I went out today to pluck some berries, and there were no berries. There were just AI sex dolls with wombs. No, it was made. It was made. So I think it's, he might have bought into that bullshit from, that this is a revolution. The fourth industrial revolution is both a cosmic turning of the wheels, and it's also, the people are rising up. It's in our hands now, man. Like those stupid modern sci-fi movies where everybody has a laptop, but the bad guys are the bald ones with a tight-fitting cloak, and their laptop is all silver and chrome. But then there's a renegade guy out on a Jeep from the olden times with a beat-up laptop and a few stickers, and he's going to crack the government code. It's all coming down. And I just, when I'm not making this album and having a laugh and hoping making you guys laugh as well, I'm reading old books. I'm revisiting Edmund Spenser currently, Terrible man, horrible to the Irish. Personal life, absolute shit, but his meter is brilliant. It's funny too. I didn't even think in my wildest dreams that by putting attention span or something in the title, that would get somebody from 20 years ago to pop in and say, "If I could correct you," I say, "Please, my God, don't throw that AI. That AI shit. It's so objective with me. It's just. But you know why? Because I grew up in a place that encouraged people not to be intelligent. The fuck you want to go to fucking college for, man? It's just a bunch of fucking dickheads. I had to push back against all of that, and then out here, and then to do the class thing out here, where you see, oh no, only the people that went to Oxford and Cambridge. You mean the people that speak with marbles in their mouth and are still dumb as fuck, but they got the degree from the right university, and you've convinced every other strata in this country that if you didn't go to these two universities, well, what am I going to do about me reading books? It's bollocks. It's bollocks. So when you've had to really push to do something or to break out and have something, no, that's not the way it's going to go. Fuck you. It's going to go whatever way I want it to go, even if I know it might be a doomed. I know I'm not going to be in the minority, but I'm not totally alone, because a positive thing I wanted to share was, and I hope they don't mind a plug, but there is, I guess you'd call them a group, a trio perhaps. I think they're based in Brighton, and I've been corresponding with a few of you guys who have again donated to get the album done, and we followed your clip. You sent us a clip, and I don't know how you describe it. I don't have the. I'm always afraid of getting the. I thought it was beautiful music. It's like this heavy, and I'm saying this complimentarily, like I would with Deep Purple, as sludge rock, just this driving thing with this beautifully angry message, and they're called the Private Sector. I'm assuming that's the name you guys go because I followed your link to your other videos, and you know, but I tell you what I liked. I liked the fact that it's like I felt where we're coming from as regards the lies of the world are in sync, and it felt like kind of coming home again. You know, because as I mentioned before, I took some crazy fucking diversions to get back to where I was before. It's like that song by the Beatles, "Get Back," the song that they wrote about getting back. Yeah, because I had always been a psychedelic hillbilly anarchist. You know, they're all bullshit. Anybody who's fucking trying to get some political power in the world is an asshole, and I went off the wrong course. You know, I mean, and some of it was. Believe me, I'm not discarding anything. I'm just saying that I you know that. The whole idea of the whole system being fucked, briefly, I lost that. You know, and I see some people who are going that way or are still on that way post 2020, and even before 2020, I was getting because like one of the things that I was noticing was like, oh, people are really invested in this idea of you know you can't say anything nowadays when in fact you can. I am right now. You know, it's just, and how a lot of people, they use the term cancellation instead of what I feel I've been. I've been banned, blacklisted, blackballed. That means no work, right? Whereas, you know, they use cancellation because it's a mercantile kind of term. It's like, your account has been canceled. I was supposed to play this gig. I was canceled. But then now that's why I'm speaking out here on this television program, is I was canceled. And it's just a bunch of weird bollocks. And then in the midst of this came this disease that was going to kill us all. And then there was this, you know, crazy 5 years. I have had a crazy 5 years. And we all have. But it's comforting to see where you guys are coming from. You know, the greed, you know, commenting on the greed of our present age, the subterfuge and the technocracy. That this, you know, just coming crashing down, you know, creating this digital concentration camp. And it was nice to see. I felt the symbiosis there, and I do look forward to meeting with you guys, and who knows, but great music and great message, and you know, I compared that to getting that little snipey little, you know, from somebody I hadn't heard from for 20 years, going, okay, these are tools, and you will fail, you know, and it's just night and day. It's just night and day, and it's really, and again, it was like, you know, and what's another difference? These guys from the private sector have contributed to help me get Selvatico 5 done, whereas this guy contributed nothing. And he wants me to just turn around and say, oh, I hadn't thought of it that way. Oh, no, I looked at what you said, actually. Maybe it isn't actually artificial after all. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Teach me more, Bodhisattva. So thank you to the guys from the private sector. And I hope they don't mind the plug, because I've given them about 17 now. But it's good to be... it's good to know that, and I tell you what, you know, I'm writing this, you know, as, you know, something like, I'm writing the material now, and it's just like, I'm imagining all you guys who have donated, large and small, you know, how much you're going to dig it. And to that effect, I think I'm going to wrap up, but I'm going to show you that clip that our little candid camera over there got of me doing a take of something. And this happens to be in the mix now, and it's one of those bits that come up in the album when I'm playing it back, that I don't want to, shouldn't come on too much, but it was, I never laugh at my own stuff. I just say, like, that fits. And I'll hear like a certain section of dialogue, maybe, you know, God knows, 20, 25 times before I decide it's perfect and I'm ready to move on. And I must have played this thing back 10 times, just, okay, it needs a little bit of that, needs a little bit of that, you know. And, I don't know, just something hit me. I started listening to the words of what I was saying, and I like, because I always think the sound of something is funnier than what a person's saying. And all of a sudden I was listening to my own words and going, holy shit, this is fucking wild. It's trippy, and I just started laughing and laughing. So this is from a couple days ago, and again, Thank you to all of those who contributed. I hope I wasn't too hostile. I think I was okay. I just, I don't know if that because you never know if you're giving somebody what they wanted. Like, aha, I got him angry about the. Now he's preaching to me. Now I'm going to come back double with this AI stuff, and I don't want to continue an ongoing thing because guess what? I have other things to do than fucking argue for AI. I have an album to make, Lone Straggler. But the positive is, light and dark, right? The light is those of you who have contributed and didn't take umbrage at me being grateful for your attention spans. Thank you and thank you and thank you again. And if you have not yet become a contributor, the links are below. Become a patron at patreon.com/Will Franken, or there's a PayPal link as well. God bless you to all of those of you who did contribute, have contributed so far, and will contribute. And now I show you behind the scenes of the making of Selvatico 5. That's just one take for one of the many, many, many characters. If you don't know who the name of Oswald Mosley is, a little historical comedy, but I do hope you enjoy. Thank you. God bless.
Then we realised we just ingested a liquidised version of the dreaded lysergic acid anathemide. Everything was fine for a while. Then, at midnight, the clock struck 12. And we all looked up, but the clock wasn't a clock anymore. It had turned into like a dead Jew. And all the walls turned into like row upon row of exterminated gypsies. So all these beautiful kaleidoscopic images just sort of cascading around in our minds. And then at one point, I turned to Hitler, then I looked at Mussolini, then I turned to Ava Brown, and I said, Ava Brown, you're all dead. I must be in hell. And do you know the irony? I was in hell. And I still am. I mean, it's bad enough to be reminded you're in hell, but when you're reminded you're in hell when you're on LSD, it is a very bad trip indeed, mate. I screamed and screamed and screamed.